start the next panel, the first panel of the day. So to start making India into an Olympic powerhouse 2024 and 2028, I would like to welcome the moderator of this session, Pankaj Athavale. A man with many skills, Pankaj has worked as a sports commentator, radio broadcaster, podcaster, an archery coach, and an author. So Pankaj, I'm going to hand it over to you. You can take it from here.
Thank you, Pranav. Thank you so much. And first of all, it's a great pleasure to be a part of this conclave. First of all, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And it's great to be here in elite company. And I think what we are going to talk about is something really very important for a lot of people out here, because all of us have been, looking forward to take India as a big power. Now, as far as the country is concerned, we are such a huge country, and we expect that there should be medals showering in every Olympics for all of us. All our sportsmen, all our athletes are doing their job, but can we do something more for them? Do they need some more support from all of us is now the big question, and that's what we are going to talk about. और एक बहुत ज़बरदस्त पैनल आज हमारे साथ में है. It's a great pleasure that we invite the guys, the gals who have actually done it, who have been there, who have achieved something, and we are so proud of them. And we're going to talk to them about how things are going to happen. Can India be a superpower? How to concentrate on 2024? How to concentrate on 2028? I can see Viren on the screen. Viren, warm welcome to you. Thank you very much for joining in.
Thank you, Pankaj. Thank you.
Great. Dhanraj bhai, बहुत अच्छा लगा आपको देखकर. Thank you very much for joining in today. Yes, I guess we also have our other panelists joining in quickly. I would also like to invite none other than, we have Kamlesh bhai there somewhere. I can see him somewhere. Okay, we'll get it. But yes, I can definitely see Aparna. Aparna, thank you very much for gracing the occasion, and I request you to kind of get into the whole thing. Thank you so much for joining us today, and all of them, fantastic guys. I guess we also have Sushil bhai quickly coming up on the screen. So Sushil bhai and Kamlesh are the ones we are waiting for. But it's such a great pleasure that we have Aparna, Arjuna awardee in badminton, has been there, has inspired so many people. Yes, I can see Kamlesh bhai there. Kamlesh bhai, बहुत स्वागत है आपका. Thank you very much for gracing the occasion. I'd like to kind of ask you to join the discussion today. Kamlesh bhai, another Arjuna awardee.
Yeah. Can you just tell me what is the display name for Mr. Kamlesh bhai?
I think he's शायद मैडम के नाम से वो लॉगिन हुए हैं.
So that is what I'm trying to find him. Okay. I got it. He's showing his hand. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Great. And we also have Sushil Kumar somewhere. We can ask him to join so that then we can actually start the discussion very quickly.
He is also not there. If he is there, please start your video and show your hand, please. Mr. Sushil Kumar. No, I think he is not yet joined in. He's there. Okay, Mr. Adil, can you just tell me what is his display name? Okay, he is given me only Mr. Mehta's name. Okay, Mr. Sushil.
Great. So anyway, we'll get Sushil also into the entire group of things. But Viren, Dhanraj bhai, Kamlesh bhai, and Aparna, thank you very much. The first question, that I'd like to talk about or ask you all is that, all of you all, आपने वो time पे काम करके दिखाया when there was not a lot of support, not a lot of all these kind of facilities there and things like that. I think all of you all were absolutely crazy. आप लोग पागल लोग थे, इसके लिए I think all of you all were able to do that and give something, and we really adore you so much. एक simple question to begin with. All of us sports guys recognize each other, appreciate each other. Do you think that the general public in India does not really value or understand the value of an athlete competing at the Olympics and competing with the best of the best in the world? Do you think ये एक problem है कि हमारा जनता जो है ये इतना ज़्यादा समझ नहीं पाती कि आप लोगों ने क्या-क्या कर दिखाया है? I may start with Kamlesh bhai first.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. And hi, Viren, Dhanraj, Aparna, Neeraj Bhai, Adil. It's wonderful to see you all. Thank you for calling me one. Firstly, yes, आपने जो एक शब्द यूज किया ना पागल, बेसिकली आपको अगर ओलंपिक मेडल जीतना है या कुछ कोई भी फील्ड में कुछ करना है तो थोड़ा पागल होना जरूरी है. आपको उस गेम के प्रति पागलपन जरूरी है. और आपने ये भी कहा कि हम उस वक्त खेल रहे थे जब भी इतना अवेयरनेस या तो सोशल मीडिया की वजह से जो कुछ होता था वो लोगों को तक पहुंचता नहीं था. ऐसी बात नहीं है. वहाँ पे प्रेस मीडिया बहुत कवरेज देते थे और हमको बहुत प्यार भी मिला है और रिकग्निशन मिला है. हाँ, ये हो सकता है कि हमको अभी जो सपोर्ट मिल रहा है शायद उतना सपोर्ट नहीं मिलता, लेकिन हमारे आगे नीरज भाई और आदिल थे ना, उनकी कंपैरिजन में जो सपोर्ट हमको मिला ना वो बहुत बढ़िया सपोर्ट था. मेजर सपोर्ट कम्स फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया. I tell you that कि in India sports is doing so well ना is greatly thanks to the government, because government जिस तरह से support करती है ना कोई इतना नहीं करती. हाँ, and fortunately for the new generation ये अच्छा है कि प्राइवेट लोगों ने भी आगे आके अपनी तरह से करना शुरू किया, जैसे कि आप OGQ है, लक्ष्य है, गो स्पोर्ट्स है. तो ये एक पॉजिटिव स्टैंड है और ये एक्चुअली वी आर गोइंग टुवर्ड्स द राइट डायरेक्शन. एज आज का जो टॉपिक है कि पावर हाउस बनना है, पावर हाउस ओवरनाइट तो बनने वाले नहीं है, मगर हमें सपोर्ट मिला. लेकिन हमें ये भी खुशी है कि अभी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को हमसे ज़्यादा सपोर्ट मिल रहा है और उसके नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को उससे ज़्यादा सपोर्ट मिलने वाला है. तो वन थिंग आई एम सेइंग दैट कि जो विजन गवर्नमेंट ने दिया है दैट वी आर गोइंग टुवर्ड्स द राइट डायरेक्शन इज टू मेक इंडिया अ स्ट्रॉन्गर स्पोर्टिंग नेशन.
Yeah. So very interesting point. Dhanraj bhai, I know you will have to leave a bit early, but आपसे थोड़ा सा एक सवाल पूछेंगे. Do you think that people in general थोड़ा सा और aware होना चाहिए, थोड़ा सा और athletes के बारे में possessive होना चाहिए कि yes ये हमारे लोग हैं, we are with you. ये थोड़ा सा missing है कभी-कभी?
Firstly, I would like to thank IMC Emerge and मुझे लगता है कि नीरज सर ने और आदिल सर ने बहुत कुछ कहा कि how the federation is running and कैसे जब वो खेलते थे कुछ नहीं था और आज हमारे एथलीट लोगों को भी पता चल चुका है कि अगर आप स्पोर्ट्स सीरियसली लेते हैं तो यू कैन डू वंडर्स, because the government of India and the federation, the kind of support they are giving for the athletes, and I think the days are not far that 2024 and 2028, 100% I am telling you that these athletes will bring laurels for our country and their families and everything. I am really happy that I am joining with Kamlesh sir, Adil sir, Viren Raskina and Aparna. मैं इतना जरूर कहूंगा कि जब हम खेलते थे इतना पॉपुलर नहीं था ये स्पोर्ट, कोई भी स्पोर्ट आप देख लीजिए, लेकिन आज की तारीख में हमारे एथलीट लोगों को भी समझ आ गया है कि अगर आप स्पोर्ट्स में उतरते हैं you can earn your respect, you can get things online, or you can look after your family, your friends, and अगर आप अच्छा ट्रेनिंग करोगे तो आप अपने देश के लिए रिप्रेजेंट करोगे. बहुत सारे ऐसी एथलीट है, अभी पिछले 3-4 दिन से मैं फेडरेशन कप चल रहा है एथलेटिक्स का, वहाँ पर देख रहा हूँ कि धनलक्ष्मी ने रिकॉर्ड ब्रेक किया है और वो रिकॉर्ड ब्रेक करने के लिए उसने कितना है ना पापड़ बेले होंगे वो मुझे पता है, क्योंकि आई ऑल्सो कम फ्रॉम दैट काइंड ऑफ बैकग्राउंड. और आज वो लड़की हर वो मीडिया में छाई हुई है. तो मुझे लगता है कहीं ना कहीं कि एथलीट्स हैव अंडरस्टूड दैट स्पोर्ट्स इज आल्सो अ इंडस्ट्री and sports also can be taken seriously, where we can earn respect and bring laurels for our country.
Fantastic. I'll come to Viren. Dhanraj ji and Kamlesh bhai also mentioned about the federation and the government doing really very well. Do you think now it's the time that this entire hard work put in by everyone needs to be taken up by athletes? And I know, see, you can't actually have this ROI thing in sports, you finance someone, you put in investment and you'll get medals. Do you think that sort of ROI thing is still lingering in people's mind? Oh, we are putting in so much of investment, we should get this amount of medals. Do you think that's a bit of a dichotomy in sports in India?
Yeah, Pankaj, first of all, again, thanks for inviting me here to this panel. Thank you, IMC, and thank you, Neeraj, sir, for inviting me. Before I answer that question, Pankaj, I just want you to permit me to tell you one small anecdote about maybe not so much popularity of hockey, but popularity of Dhanraj here. So, among all of us, I think of anyone who walks on the road, I think Dhanraj will be the only one who will be recognized by everyone. And everyone knows his name. So this incident was, I think, in the Anna, you'll remember, I think the national games in 2001, 2002 in Gachibowli, Hyderabad. It was 2001 or 2002, around that
2001.
period. 2001, and Dhanraj and me were playing in the Maharashtra team at that time, and we had come to the final of Punjab. And that time in the night, in the games village at Gachibowli, we used to walk for dinner from the building where we are staying to the mess. So the first night, I said, Dhanraj and me will walk together for dinner. Believe me, it took 1 hour from our building to reach the mess, because every 10 meters, there were 5 people who wanted to take a photo for him. After that, I never went for dinner with him because I wanted to eat my dinner on time, and Dhanraj didn't mind eating a little late. So after that, I stopped going because he was far too popular. So I wish many other hockey players and other sports persons become as popular as him. But I think we still need to win much more. So I think we have to all thank Dhanraj for everything that he has done for Indian sport, Indian hockey especially. Growing up, I used to idolize him, and then for me to get the opportunity to play with him, for me itself, that was a dream come true.
Thank you, Viren. You all supported me, and that's why I could, play good hockey, and also, to attract spectators with my hairstyle and the way I used to run with the ball and all support came from you all. Defenders used to feed me, and I used to be in the D area. Thank you so much, Viren, for your words.
No, thanks, Dhanraj bhai. Pankaj, coming back to your question on government as well as private support, I think the government, especially in the last decade, has been doing much better for Indian sport. If you look at the quality of support, the consistency of support across the board for various sports federations, I think Sports Authority of India has been doing a far better jobs. I'm so happy to see people like Adil sir leading federations, Olympians themselves being the president of various federations, and especially a federation like the Athletics Federation of India, which is maybe one of the toughest federations to run, with so many disciplines, so many events, very complicated logistics, different types of training requirements for every federation. So I think there are more and more sports persons getting involved back in sport. I think we have to do much more to get more private involvement. And for that, I always say we should not go to corporates with the begging bowl. We should go to them with a plan. If the plan is right, if the people are right, if there's credibility involved, I don't think there's dearth of money in Indian sport. And for sure, everyone understands that whatever you work in any sector, even sport, it is always an investment. It takes time to get results.
Right.
But once those results start coming in, I think sport is the one sector where success in sport cuts across all barriers. Caste, creed, religion, it doesn't matter whether you're rich or poor, whether you're from Punjab or Tamil Nadu. I think sport is one thing that can really unite the nation.
Absolutely. Viren, fantastic. The most important point, we need to go with a plan, and it takes time, and that's the most important part. Aparna, coming to you, I think, Indian women actually have done well. Women have specifically done well in the Olympics for the past few decades now. And I think it's kudos to their hard work put in. Do you think women now actually can lead much more as far as this entire getting a powerhouse of India? So do you think women have more responsibility now than the others? Of course, boys do have it, but then women, do you think they can be the leaders in making India a powerhouse?
Well, of course, first of all, good morning, everyone. And, good morning, Bajaj sir, Adil, Kamlesh, Dhanraj, Viren, it's a pleasure just to be on a panel, to discuss this very pertinent topic, of the Olympics and India and the way you laid it out, Pankaj, with, yes, India should have more medals. So that is the constant, thing that we hear every time we mention the word Olympics. Now, since you've asked about the women specifically, yes, proudly I can say the women have been doing extremely well considering our medals at Rio. But honestly, I think we are athletes and we go out to represent the country. It doesn't matter, whether it's, female, male, it really does not matter as long as the country is represented in the best possible manner. And we want maximum medals, and it again does not matter, the ratio, whether, the men have got it, women, which is higher. So it again, as what Viren said, I think, it all boils down. We talk about investment, we talk about support, but according to me, I think the investment and the support should follow a program and a plan, and not vice versa. So don't get in the investment first and then think of what to do with it. Rather, get in the investment according to a plan and a program. So once that happens, I'm sure, we'll have many, many medals in the years to come.
And this is such a inspiring and encouraging talk, when athletes who have been there, done that. Dhanraj, by talking about कि क्या थोड़ा सा representation की तरफ ध्यान भी होना चाहिए कि yes, winning medals is important, but qualifying for the Olympics in great large numbers, क्या इससे भी थोड़ा फायदा होगा कि अगर आज 100 हो रहे हैं और कल अगर पावर हाउस अगर 200-250 लोग क्वालिफाई करते हैं तो हमारे चांसेस भी और बढ़ जाते हैं ओलंपिक्स में?
मुझे लगता है यस, बिकॉज लास्ट 5-6 years जब से मिस्टर संदीप प्रधान आए हैं, डायरेक्टर स्पोर्ट्स अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया, स्पोर्ट्स को एक नया मुकाम पर उन्होंने पहुंचाया। खेलो इंडिया, यूनिवर्सिटीज और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की अगर बात करें तो पिछले 5-6 साल से हिंदुस्तान में बहुत सारे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर तैयार हो गए हैं। नॉर्थ ईस्ट में आप देख लीजिए, मेरे खेल के बारे में अगर मैं बात करूं तो एस्ट्रोटर्फ बहुत सारे स्टेट में स्पोर्ट्स अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया ने, और ये सब मुझे लगता है कि बिकॉज आई वॉज वर्किंग विथ हिम वेरी क्लोजली इन गुजरात, the way he has built infrastructure in Gujarat and the way he has supported athletes, तो मुझे लगता है कि ऐसे लोगों की जरूरत है हमारे फेडरेशन में भी, और खेल को एक पॉजिटिव वे में लेकर, बिकॉज आज के बच्चे को ये पता है कि स्पोर्ट्स आल्सो कैन बी टेकन एज अ करियर। एक ओलंपिक्स आप मेडल लेकर आइए तो बहुत सारे कंपनीज आपके सामने खड़े हैं कि वी वुड लाइक टू फेलिसिटेट विद BMW और ऑडी और मर्सिडीज बेंज, और है ना। तो और ये प्राउडनेस मैंने देखा है पिछले 16 साल जब मैं देश के लिए रिप्रेजेंट किया। तो आई ऑल्सो हैड अ ड्रीम टू रिसीव अर्जुन अवार्ड और पद्मश्री और राजीव गांधी खेल रत्न अवार्ड, और मेरा महाराष्ट्र का सबसे बड़ा अवार्ड शिव छत्रपति पुरस्कार अवार्ड। तो ये सब चीज है ना, आज की एथलीट्स को ये सब इंस्पायर करता है। और मुझे लगता है कि टाइम इज नॉट, है ना, दूर है वो दिन। आज के एथलीट्स को समझ है कि अगर हम ओलंपिक्स में जाकर अगर मेडल जीत कर लाएं तो हमारी लाइफ बहुत अच्छे से गुजर सकती है, रेस्ट ऑफ द लाइफ। अपर्णा ने जैसे बोली है कि वी ऑल गो फॉर अ टूर्नामेंट, वी डोंट सी विमेन विनिंग और मेन विनिंग। हम ये सोचते हैं कि देश को कैसे मेडल हम लोग जीतवा कर लेकर आए। बहुत अच्छा लगता है कि लड़कियों ने ये अच्छा काम किया है, क्योंकि पिछले 3 ओलंपिक्स में अगर आप देखोगे तो गर्ल्स आर रियली डोमिनेटिंग। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है इस ओलंपिक्स में भी हमारी लड़कियां, हमारे लड़के बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस देंगे। एंड थैंक यू सो मच OGQ, you all are really supporting Viren, Bajaj sir, you all are supporting our athlete, और जो है ना ट्राइबल एरिया से आते हैं उनको आप लोग सपोर्ट करते हैं। मैं अपने तरफ से एक कहना चाहूँगा कि पिछले 1 साल से मैं जुड़ा हूँ बेंगलुरु में। वी आर कमिंग आउट विद द लक्षण स्पोर्ट्स अकेडमी वेयर 14 डिसिप्लिन्स आर देयर इन वन रूफ, और मैं चाहूँगा कि ये एकेडमी आने वाले समय में एथलीट्स प्रोड्यूस करे और हमारे देश के लिए रिप्रेजेंट करें।
बिल्कुल धनराज भाई, हम वो गर्ल पावर की बात कर रहे थे, इसीलिए मैंने वो सवाल पूछा था. बट कमलेश भाई, Viren and Aparna, a question to you. Dhanraj spoke about good people coming there, things happening, a lot of support coming in for athletes and new guys. How easy or difficult is it to replicate this in a country like India? Because it's such a vast country, such a diverse country, so many different sports. So do you think that we can actually start replicating successful models across so that we can actually suddenly produce a lot of athletes who will go and participate and qualify for the Olympics, starting with Kamlesh bhai?
Well, Olympic medal itself, winning an Olympic medal is not easy. So if you are looking at to doing something easy, I think it is not the correct way. It is difficult, and we have to do difficult things to get Olympic medals. There is no doubt about it. And if a model is made, like we have a lot of models now set up, like private people like OGQ, Lakshya, Go Sports have explained that by supporting the players in the right way, in the planned manner, and continues. There are two things. One is first to have a vision, secondly to have a plan, and thirdly to constantly stand up to that. That is the credibility, number two. If this is there, whether it is a private body, small body, whether it's supporting one player, two player, four player, doesn't matter. But that effort is going to bear results. Similarly, in government also, see, one proverb I have always heard, that road to Olympic begins at school. Frankly speaking, how many of our schools, like we have more than 1.5 million schools,
Yeah.
and in the schools, 60 to 70% schools don't even have a PE teacher. Right. So this is the basic, the grassroots, because a child is exposed to sport in a school. So this is our focus area. And rightly, Khelo India is aspiring for the younger generation, making them into hero much earlier, exposing them to the international. This thing, that's a good step that they are taking. First, they started with tops. Then they said developmental tops. So that's the second ring. So basically 2024, they are also working at 2020. So this is the right way. Similarly, you can see the same model in OGQ. They started with the top players first. Once they got there, then they started even with the junior and youth players and even sub-junior players. And they are consistently supporting them, not only just by giving them the money, as Aparna said, we only invest money. Say, agar medal jitna hota, to the richest people would get the medals. Yes, but money has to be spent properly. Then people will come in. Credible. There are a lot of individuals in India who are wanting to support. Many of them don't know where, or they are scared whether their money will be properly used. So that fear has been actually by OGQ, Lakshya, and all these private people have successfully ensured this credibility. And that is why they have been supported by people coming on their own. And players, of course, government is doing a lot, but government alone cannot do anything. By private people, as you said, awareness, the country ka awareness, so we all can contribute. Even if one person contributes just 1 rupee, it's good enough money for that 1 rupee may not be a big thing for that individual, but all together, put together, it's a great amount for that athlete. And in the modern sports, the kind of hard work that an athlete has to go, it is much more than what during our time. Yeah, sports science has changed, physical fitness level has changed. It is almost like full-time job. Full-time. I mean, I know how these top athletes who are now performing, the kind of hard work I see them, it's amazing. It really makes me, it inspires me, frankly speaking.
Right.
So basically, I think India is on the right track. Yes, it's very difficult, as Aparna said, we cannot predict kitne medal milenge. I would say that we should focus on the process. Results automatically will come.
Yes. And Kamlesh, by taking your point ahead, Viren, I think OGQ has had that process, has had that plan. How was your experience starting? Because when you all started, probably people would have said, what are you doing here? Come on, this is not going to work. But then you all stuck with it. How has been your experience, and what sort of suggestions can you give from your experience working with the athletes?
Yeah, Pankaj, it's been for me personally 11 years at OGQ now, and one of the first reasons, a couple of motivating factors for me to join was first and foremost, Jeet Sethi, Prakash Padukone, and Neeraj Bajaj were there on the board. And for me, credibility and people of the highest honor and right intentions doing it, that was immensely important. So that's I think the first factor to get really credible people involved back in sport. Number one. Number two, it was deeply motivating for me to try and help the next generation of athletes do something that I couldn't do, which is win an Olympic medal as a player. And number three, I think I just wanted to also try and ensure that the mistakes that were done during our career were not repeated for the next generation of athletes. So these were three motivating factors. I think I agree with everything what Kamlesh said just now. I'll maybe add a few little points. I think two key factors that we need to help India progress in sport, and forget the Olympic medal. You need to climb the ladder one step at a time, from national medals to Commonwealth Games to Asian Games to Olympics, and you need to go one step at a time. But really breaking it down, I think the coach at the school level itself is very important across sports. For all of us, maybe we were blessed with good natural talent growing up, but you also need a good coach, guide, mentor, everything. And for example, Dhanraj knows Marcellus Gomes very well, who was my coach in school. And Marcellus Gomes was an Olympian who played for India at the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics. Yeah. And Marcellus Gomes taught me everything I knew when I was 11, 12, 13 years old. Honestly, if it wasn't for him, there was no way I would have learned not just the right technical skills, but also important skills like teamwork, commitment, discipline, those sort of things. In fact, I remember once when I was going, our school practices started at 6:30 in the morning. One day I reached there at 6:35 in the morning. And Marcellus Gomes did not allow me to train that full morning. Since that day, I was 12 years old at that time. I've never ever been late for a meeting. So that, because I always remembered, he always taught me the value of discipline and respecting people's time. So just, I think the teacher and the coach, all of us have had a teacher or a mentor who's always inspired us in life. And for me, it was a coach like Marcellus Gomes who really inspired me. So I think I was lucky. Not everyone has an Olympian as your school coach, but we need to invest in good coaches at the grassroots levels. Investing in teachers, investing in people who give back is the most critical part of developing sport. I think the second part is just good quality sports administration. Again, it's great to see that almost everyone here on the panel, actually everyone here is now giving back to sport. Previously, that was not being done. If you ask me, the biggest change the two biggest changes in Indian sport, it is now former sports persons giving back to sport, contributing either in the form of administration or coaching. And number two, I think just as we are getting more and more role models, it's giving belief to the youngsters that if Mary Kom or Saina or Sindhu can go out there and beat the best in the world, even we can do it. So I think both these factors are very important.
Viren, you got me a bit nostalgic about Gomes, sir. He used to do that to us a long time, and we still remember that. We need good coaches. So Aparna, do you think that becoming a powerhouse, not only we need a lot of aspiration and participation from youngsters, but we also need to come up with an entire vertical of good coaches so that the entire combination can work together for a good recipe?
Absolutely. I mean, we're discussing a powerhouse, but before anything else, we have to have a house in order.
Yeah.
And I think it's only once that is done that we can look at becoming a powerhouse. And absolutely agree with Viren. I think coaches as well as administrators form a very, very important part of that house. But somewhere I feel, when we talk about investing in coaches and investing in administrators, we look in a way to use them to create more athletes or bring value to athletes, but then we forget about them in the system. And by that, I mean, they should be encouraged and rewarded and recognized enough so that they can go out and give their best. And, I think that is something that I feel could be looked at in our system while you bring them in, but treat them well, give them the support that they require so that they can pass on their support and experience and expertise to the athlete. So whether, it's at school level or whether you're coaching an Olympic team, this remains sacrosanct. We have to, treat them well.
Yeah, great. I think Viren had a point. Were you trying to make a point?
No.
Okay, great. So, I mean, a couple of points here. And friends, we have a wonderful guest list also in terms of the participants. You can also put in your questions in the chat box. We can try and, involve them during the discussion. But 2 points here, Kamlesh bhai, you mentioned about contribution. Even some contribution from somewhere is very, very useful. Do you think, on a lighter note, India is such a culturally vibrant country that we are so involved in this marriage, shadi, bihah, wedding? I know all of you all have had this problem. You all went for training and there the whole ground mein shadi chal rahi hai, to aap aaj nahi kal aao. That has been the problem with all of us and for years and years. Do you think that now is the time that we make a cultural statement that all of us, whenever we have in a function, we restore or reserve 10% of the expenditure? Do you think, Kamlesh bhai, that will work?
Yeah, I just missed you out in between your voice actually.
I hope I was audible enough. Yeah. So मैं ये कह रहा था कि can we make a cultural statement where we now in every Indian household, whenever we have a marriage, we reserve 10% of that expense only for that generation's sporting activities in the future, rather than other tamjam. Do you think that will work? What do you all think about it?
I think that's too far-fetched. It's of course, if only I would say that we make a statement stating that the sports facilities will be used for sports primarily, that it will be a very huge statement, because we know that we make good stadiums, we make good sporting infrastructure whenever, and especially through this Khelo India game or national games when they are held. The greatest thing is that wherever the national games are held, the entire government machinery is involved and good infrastructure is created. It's wonderful. But we are somewhere lagging. There is a gap in making the good structure and then utilizing that good structure. For example, like I would say that when a national game is held in a particular state, then the idea is that not only create the infrastructure but also monitor whether, because of that this infrastructure, you are producing more better players in your state. So that is very important. The idea of having this big event is not only just to make it popular, it's one way, yes, awareness, but also to continue the support to your own state players so that they can excel. That is very important. Even if the some portion of the amount that is spent on these big games is spent for their own state, I don't say don't spend it on anybody, but at least for your own state players, I think that would change a lot, because like Aparna said, there is no dearth of talent. In anywhere in the world, the talent is always there. It's just that how you nurture them, how you support them. And talent doesn't mean just winning. It's a process, like you continuously push him. There's not a single player out here who said that he never lost. We have lost very badly also. We lost from being leading also. And that's a process. You have to, and everybody, because unless you lose, there's no way you can win also. Everybody has lost. So basically, is concentrating on your own assets. Our resources, like players. And second, coaches. Like for players since 1982, since the sports Asian Games 2000 was held in 1982, that time onwards, exposure to players has started. Then 1994, the sports ministry was formed. As focus was made, more focus was given to sports. But somehow only recently, now we have realized that we may have good athletes, but to have continuous flow of athletes, you need to focus on coaches. And Viren rightly pointed out, the point of pleasure for us is that earlier all good players after their playing career would be involved in a corporate job or a desk job, for which that is not their forte. But now, because at that time there was no other option for them, or they would do only part-time coaching. But now, sports has become a big thing. And the greatest change I can see that ex-players who have such a huge resource, experience, knowledge are giving back to the game, and that's changing point. And of course, the government and all the private sectors and everybody is now also realized that coaching is very important, whether it is at grassroots level or the national level. Coaches are coaches, and they are doing their job, and all are equal. There's nothing like one who's coaching at a grassroots level is not a good coach, and only those who are coaching the national team are good. I think this two aspect is going to change the scenery of the Indian sports.
Correct. Kamlesh bhai, you very nicely mentioned about I'm coming. Dhanraj bhai, Kamlesh bhai के asset का भी एक जो सवाल था कि आप अपनी बात पहले रखिए, उसके बाद मैं आपको पूछता हूँ. या धनराज भाई.
मैं अपर्णा और कमलेश भाई ने जो कहा कि ना, I would like to request Government of India and Sports Ministry first you give the preference to our Indian coaches other than foreign coaches. I have, fought with Ministry of Sports. I fought with, federations. Almost 33 years I'm in this field. I know what Indian coaches are. और मैं है ना गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया से गुजारिश करूंगा कि सबसे पहले हमारे इंडियन कोचेस को आप अगर वो फैसिलिटीज और वो रेस्पेक्ट अगर आप दोगे तो मैं दावे के साथ ये कह सकता हूं कि हमारे एथलीट में इतनी टैलेंट है कि वो 24, 28 और ये जो अभी ओलंपिक्स में जा रहे हैं हमारे को मेडल्स मिल सकते हैं। क्योंकि मैं ये सालों साल से बात करते आ रहा हूं कि व्हाई आवर इंडियन कोचेस आर नॉट गिवन देयर रेस्पेक्ट एंड नॉट गिवन देयर ड्यूज। आज हम लोग फॉरेन कोचेस को 15 लाख 20 लाख देकर हम लोग बुलाते हैं, 2-3 साल के बाद वो चले जाते हैं, देन अगेन बैक टू स्क्वायर, अगेन यू नीड टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम ABCD। तो मेरा ये हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया से और स्पोर्ट्स मिनिस्ट्री से, फेडरेशन से, फर्स्ट गिव the respect to our Indian coaches.
Fantastic. It's a very major point and powerhouse बनाने के लिए ये भी बहुत आवश्यक है. Viren and Aparna, Kamlesh bhai and Dhanraj bhai also spoke about assets, infrastructure. What's the lacuna? Why aren't we able to maintain and utilize our sports infrastructure, the available one, to the maximum? Of course, making infrastructure is such a long process that today we think about it, after 3-4 years it's going to be set up. But how can we actually use our current assets much more better, efficiently, to create more opportunities for athletes? Viren and then Aparna.
Yeah, I think this overall design of training infrastructure is very different from the design of competition infrastructure. We must keep that in mind.
Okay.
I think in that respect, Europe has better models where if I think the training facilities are excellent. They don't make big mega fields or big mega stadiums. They make smaller training infrastructure, which is appropriate to that sport at every level. So where right from protocols to be followed while training, safety protocols, making it fun for kids. Take for example, I think if you go to Holland, where hockey is really popular, you'll never see small kids playing on a full-size field, which is too intimidating for kids. The normal hockey pitch will be broken up into 6 to 8 pitches, and they will only be playing 5-a-side or 6-a-side matches on small pitches the size of a basketball court, which then makes it more fun for kids. It gives them more touch of the ball. We all like the ball at our stick, or in football, the ball at your feet. If you don't get a touch of the ball in 50 minutes, you're not going to like that sport too much. So it's just about making training fun. The infrastructure plays an important role. The coach plays a good role. We need to design our training facilities very effectively to make it fun and safe for kids, and where parents then encourage their kids to come and play. So it's really difficult to manage mega sporting structures, and I think that we must go in the mindset that training is totally different from competition.
Competition, right? Yeah, Aparna, before coming to you, I think Sushil Kumar is somewhere in the thing. We'll request our host to kind of add him if possible. But coming to you, Aparna, it's a valid point Viren has made. Let's break down infrastructure also so that we can use it accordingly and then build it up.
Yeah, I think, infrastructure does not make champions. People make champions. So yes, we need infrastructure, and absolutely, Viren touched upon the design of infrastructures, being competitive infrastructure, being designed differently to training infrastructure. So just to add there, if we speak of the numbers of the infrastructure required, yes, we have a lot of infrastructure currently that can be utilized better. No doubt about it. But as you look at the nature of sport as well, right? So you start at the grassroots where there's a wide base, and as you go to high performance, it's sort of like a pyramid. But when we speak of investment in infrastructure today, we are looking at just that top bit. We're looking at, creating infrastructures that are fancy, that are good looking and that can be used, for competitive play. But I think we need to rethink about the percentage that we actually look at the bottom where the base is. So we need much more moderate infrastructure at the base. So say you spend an X amount for a big fancy infrastructure, you can maybe get 20 grassroots infrastructures in the same cost.
Okay.
And if we can get much more of those, we are a large population. And if we want more people to play sport and more kids to play sport, they have to have enough infrastructure, right? Without infrastructure, they're not going to be able to play. So just start with that, rethink the ratio of the bigger infrastructures and, to the grassroots infrastructure, which can be basic to start with. And also somewhere, I read this study and I, somewhere agree with it to say that initially when kids start off playing sport, if they're very comfortable with the infrastructure, they're not hungry enough. So a basic infrastructure is good enough for them when they start. It's all about playing, as Viren said, you want to have a feel of the sport. That's more important as long as the playing arena or the surface is safe. Safety is paramount. Fun, of course, adds to the mix. But basic to start with, and then we can look at something bigger.
I mean, it's really very interesting, very, very interesting point. Of course, the update is Sushil ji is having a bit of internet issue. We'll try and get him in. But taking this discussion ahead, another important point is that we all agree, you all have really said that athletes should have fun. They should begin having fun, and then as they grow, we can get them into more serious stuff. So question to all of you all is, what is that intersection point where you feel that the athlete should keep on having fun, and then that will be the point where we start introducing the sports science and the psychology and the nutrition and everything. Because, if you begin with that, I think it will become a bit too technical for everyone. So, aapke hisab se, according to you, when is that intersection point that we need to kind of have a band? Okay, if athletes reach this level, then let's slowly getting him into that psychology analysis, video analysis help and tech help, which will help them enhance further. Starting with Kamlesh bhai.
Well, at any level, unless and until you have fun, you cannot have the desire to excel. So fun element remains. I tell you, you should be aspiring to go to your table or your court, and that feeling has to be developed. Yes, when you lose a match, you not feel like going. That will happen sometimes. In a row, you lose matches. All those things can happen. I'll before I give an answer to this, I would say that earlier, like Neeraj bhai had said that हमें mental training क्या है मालूम, हम mental training नाम बोलते जो बीमार होगा उसको mental training चाहिए. तो ये एक feeling थी हमारे टाइम पे, अरे तू mental training कर रहा है, तू क्या पागल है क्या, तेरे को brain में कुछ problem है क्या, इस तरह का था. But fortunately it is now changed. Now parents are very much an important aspect. Like for me, I went to play, my parents never accompanied me, they encouraged me, that's that. But ये नहीं था कि क्या कर रहा है आज का, क्या रिपोर्ट था, ये वगैरह नहीं. Now parents are fully involved. So right from beginning, the moment the child takes the bat first time, the parent is in the own this thing that इसको मुझे champion बनाना है. So ये mindset change हो गया. पहले था कि तुम जाके खेलो, मजा करो. But most importantly हमें parents को educate करना है कि आप पहले बच्चे को मजा करना, तो let him enjoy. अगर वो enjoy करते हैं ना तो automatic वो performance आएगा, क्योंकि वो ज़्यादा खेलेगा. Yes, right now, even at the age of 12, of sports science, support, mental training, etc. At the moment, because now we have under 8 categories, under 10 categories, under 12 categories. But yes, too early getting all these things, sports science support could be too complex, as you say. But awareness can start. And I think nowadays, players, what we were doing probably at the age of 22, now these players are actually doing at the age of 14 or 15. That's a good point. The physical fitness level, what we were doing at that age, they are doing it much earlier. This awareness has become very important. And because these various categories are there, so the talent spotting also is becoming very easy. Like you can spot them earlier because the person who's a champion in under 10, obviously he will be looked upon as a future champion. So parents also take more interest, the coaches take more interest, and all this support system also starts working. So technically, scientifically, I am not the right person to say that at what age one should start. But I have seen good results of people starting it early. There are so many players in table tennis. We have Dia Chitale, she's doing wonderful.
Yeah.
She has started the mental training and physical training at a very young age of 13, 12, 13. And we are seeing a good result. Some people are saying that if you start too early, they burn out earlier. I mean, this is a perception, but I have seen a lot of people doing well. Yeah, there are a lot of dropouts that will definitely happen. But basic thing is that fun level should be maintained at any level if you want to go and progress.
राइट इनफैक्ट ऑल ऑफ यू ऑल आप जब भी जाएंगे तो आज भी धमाल करते हैं धनराज भाई, आप तो धमाल ही धमाल करते हैं. आपको क्या लगता है कब ये साइंस वाइंस सब कब लाना चाहिए?
मुझे लगता है कि सबसे पहले तो हमारे एथलीट्स को एजुकेट करना बहुत जरूरी है. हमारे टाइम पे वी हैव जस्ट प्लेड लविंग स्पोर्ट. मैं हॉकी इसलिए खेला कि मेरे फैमिली में हॉकी था, एंड फोर्सफुली आई हैव टू प्ले हॉकी बिकॉज इट वाज देयर इन माय ब्लड. All my 4 brothers played, my father, my uncle, everybody played hockey. मैंने ये सोच के नहीं खेला था कि I want to play for the country. I just enjoyed my hockey in where I born and brought up. और फिर उसके बाद में समझ आने लगी. जब आप 10th standard में पहुंचते हो तभी you have to choose whether you want to really pursue in sports or you want to go in studies. मेरी फैमिली ऐसी थी कि स्टडी को थोड़ा सा कम रखो और स्पोर्ट्स के ऊपर ज्यादा ध्यान दो. और फिर समझ जब आया मुझे 17-18 साल में व्हेन आई प्लेड जूनियर नेशनल, दैट टाइम आई कुड रियलाइज दैट अगर मैं अच्छा ट्रेनिंग करूंगा या अच्छा खेलने की कोशिश करूंगा तो आई ऑल्सो कैन अचीव व्हाट माय सीनियर प्लेयर्स हैव अचीव्ड. और फिर वहां पर जाने के बाद पता चलता है कि आई हैव टू गिव अ गुड लाइफ टू माय पेरेंट्स. मुझे एक रेस्पेक्टेबल जॉब मिल जाए ताकि मैं एक जॉब में जाकर मैं मेरे माँ बाप को देखो, मेरे भाई बहन को देखो. और फिर उसके बाद और भूख बढ़ती है ना. व्हेन आई विल बी रिसीविंग शिव छत्रपति अवार्ड, व्हेन आई विल बी रिसीविंग अर्जुन अवार्ड, व्हेन आई विल बी रिसीविंग राजीव गांधी. मुझे लगता है कि आज की तारीख में पिछले 10-15 साल से स्पोर्ट्स बहुत ऊपर चला गया है. 32 साल की लड़की या 20-25 साल की लड़की प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया के हाथ से पद्मश्री या राजीव गांधी लेती है. दैट इज अ बिग ऑनर फॉर कंट्री एंड द फैमिली, स्पेशली फॉर द पेरेंट्स. आई रिमेम्बर व्हेन आई वाज रिसीविंग माय फर्स्ट अर्जुन अवार्ड, आई वाज शिवरिंग बिकॉज राष्ट्रपति भवन में आपको बहुत कम लोग जाते हैं. Very few people get that opportunity to be there in Rashtrapati Bhavan and receive your awards. And I grow watching Kamlesh Mehta bhai and my personal coach Mr. Joachim Carvalho, Marcellus Gomes. I was there with Marcellus Gomes sir almost 14-15 years. I played for Mahindra and Mahindra. The kind of things he used to share with us, and how he used to educate my coach and सीनियर प्लेयर. तो मुझे लगता है कि आज की तारीख में प्लेयरों को एजुकेट करना बहुत जरूरी है, एंड दे कैन अचीव ऑल दिस हर्डल्स.
राइट. Viren, fun versus science, when to get it? What is the intersection point?
When my entire career with the Indian team, Dhanraj Pillai was there in the team, so it was only fun over there. All training sessions were only fun. So both on the field as well as off the field. So he always made sure it was fun, because I think if you don't enjoy what you do, there's no way of excelling in that. I think the second thing I would maybe like to add here is for parents over here. I think to decide the point of intersection very often when the kid is in 10th or 12th, where in India you always have to make that big decision in life. I think parents always have a big say. I just want to say that I think it is a myth that you can't do sports and studies. I think if you manage time effectively, if you love what you do, if you're disciplined, if you're able to switch on and off, so when you're studying, you study, and when you're playing sport, you play sport, it's surely a possible. Maybe you have to sacrifice partying or going out with friends or all that, but that's always a choice you make in life. No one is putting the gun to your head and saying that you have to play sport. I think if you love it, you will find the time and you will make it happen. So, but I think I just want to say to all parents out there that if someone is showing a deep love, passion, interest, ability, I think these are God-given talents, and we should try to pursue it to its logical conclusion.
I totally agree with what Viren says that it is a major challenge for everybody. 10th standard and 12th standard. अभी तुम sports खेलोगे तो तुम खराब हो जाओगे. But frankly speaking, yes, it is a myth. There are so many sports, and to excel in sports, you have to be good in your studies as well. I'm telling you, because in sports, you have to think very fast, instinctively, and you have to perform at the same time. So it's not very easy. But I really that was a wonderful point, Viren.
Yes, Aparna, coming to you, fun or science, the intersection point, and one more thing, do you need characters like Dhanraj Pillai to be not just the mental training coach, but the fun training coach in your side?
I would say he's a hero like Dhanraj.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, having a role model like Dhanraj who's also fun is just like, icing on the cake. So having him in the side will obviously be a huge boost, whether he's there as a player, as a coach, or in whatever capacity. So yeah, that would help. But, we keep talking about fun in sports, right? And sometimes we think fun is like not being serious, like you're just being frivolous. It's not that. I think we've all had fun in sport, but we've been very serious about it. We've been dedicated to what we did. As Viren said, when you play sport, then you play sport. That's what you're thinking about, right? You're fully present there. And fun, I think if you find the fun element in the hard work, and if you find the fun element in the learning, then as you go on, when sports science comes in, it just adds to that, because it's adding to your learning. It's enabling you to work harder. So you will accept it much more readily and not look at it as an external intervention. It'll be very seamless and natural. And the time, as you mentioned, what's the right time to bring it in is really the coach's call. And it really goes on case to case depending on what the athlete needs and when they need it. But again, it's all about having fun and enjoying, because you have to work very, very hard. There's no, two bones about that. But yeah, I think just getting better. You have to just keep learning, getting better. As Kamlesh mentioned, it's about performing, it's about thinking quickly. And yeah, I think the fun in all that should always remain.
Yes, the smiles on your face just goes to show that you all actually have had too much of fun in life. And friends, all the participants, this is what you have to have on your face. This is the expression you need to kind of excel, and only then we can become the powerhouse. I mean, this discussion is turning out to be fantastic. We still have a few more minutes. Guess, we have questions. Let's try and take it up. One of the things by Sumit Yadav is that, basic infrastructure is important. All of you all have said that thing. But what about areas in India where basic grassroots facility bhi nahi hai? So wahan kya kare? And Pranav also mentions that then do we need to invest more there also? Viren made a point that yes, we need to grade different type of infrastructure and move ahead. But what about places where you don't even have basic infrastructure? What about it? We can start with Kamlesh bhai.
Yes, grassroots, as I said, if we want to become a powerhouse, there is no option. We have to start the grassroots basic awareness. Large number of people playing like mass events like Khel Mahakundh in Gujarat, like mass events, because of people. Because see, the decision makers in any child's life are the parents. And the second is the school, because that is the time when he actually is exposed to sports for the first time. So if most of the time parents are very supportive till of course their decision comes with the 9th and 10th standard. And if the child is playing well, that is another but the school is very important. Supposing my parents wants to encourage me, but my school says, sorry, I can't give you leave. I can't allow you to miss the unit test, which in life we never remember those marks at all. And I have seen so many children in my administrative role that there are so many children are not able to participate in the district into the state championship because the school says if he goes there, he's going to miss his unit test. And that to which standard? Standard 4th and standard 5th. We tried our best, but somehow many of the children actually drop out over there. So awareness ki by sports is nothing, is part of education. You want it develops child So many important moral values are being developed into child, that too joyfully. And sports is the only medium which can engage a youth, because youth is full of energy. And sports is one of the best medium to engage him into some creative kind of activity. So here, if grassroots level, what do you mean by grassroots level? Means every area should have some kind of play where people can just walk in and play. Maybe the facility that Aparna said, we may not invest that much in having the best of facilities. Whatever is available, there are schools in every area. There are BMC schools in every area. So those schools can be converted in the evening, whatever facility they may have, for the public to use, maybe at a nominal charge. But here, if today in Mumbai, if I have to put a child into any sport, badminton, table tennis, or any, where do I go? They're not very easy. You have to be a member in a club which you can't afford. So this grassroots level should be like, must be available for anybody. It's just not those who want to excel. It is just that making you become fit. And in COVID now, one thing has come, everybody is very clear that health is really the wealth. And I think it's really changed our perception about health. And I tell you, this small thing like grassroots level with very nominal investment, I wouldn't say, because India also has the resources are also to be looked into. I think we have to do that, and schools are the only medium. If we want to become powerhouse, we have to strengthen our sports in the schools.
Schools, very valid.
Pankaj, I just want to say something, Pankaj. I'll just go back to the point Aparna mentioned earlier, where it's not the infrastructure that will make world champions. It's the people. And Dhanraj himself, he grew up in Khadki, where there were chat grounds at that time. There were no AstroTurf fields that time over there. I was Usain Bolt grew up running on dusty fields in Jamaica. I was recently watching the documentaries of Pele and Maradona, and they grew up literally in slums playing football on the streets. So it doesn't really matter. I think the most important thing is the attitude of the country and of us people, and to encourage kids to play, because not everyone will go on to play at the Olympics. But I think sport teaches all of us and our young kids lessons that the classroom will never teach us. Teamwork and discipline and commitment and goal setting and how to never give up in life. So I think our attitudes is each and every one of us. We can't always pass the buck to others. I think each and every one of us encouraging our kids to play sport, that is the most important thing that will help us build future world champions.
Right. Also, a round of kind of a final question. Bidding for bigger events to be played. We spoke about grassroots. कि schools में होना चाहिए. जितना ज़्यादा हो सके, people should use facilities. Aparna and Dhanraj, do you think by bidding for bigger events, so that more and more bigger events happen in India, will that also help us attain this dream of getting closer to the powerhouse stature? Aparna?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the entire mix of, where India wants to be in terms of a powerhouse, I think getting big events to the country is a part of it. And it just showcases our strength as a country. It provides a lot of motivation, for the country to actually see performances of those levels. We get, of course, a home ground advantage. And there are a lot of things to go with it, apart from the investment and the business side of it. And but at the end of the day, it all has to come back down to the fact that our system of sports in the country has to be robust. Without that, just having an event will be of no consequence, but it all has to be a part of a larger sort of scheme. And but I think it is important. And the country that we are, we're a big country, and we have a lot to offer in terms of sports and culture and many other things. So yeah, get in a big event and it'll be good for us.
मुझे लगता है कि अभी 24 और 28 में हम लोग प्रिपेयर नहीं है, क्योंकि we have to be very strict towards the getting big events like Olympics or Asian Games or World Championship or something like that. मैं इसलिए ये कह रहा हूँ कि अगर हम ये इवेंट्स लाते हैं हमारे देश में, तो देश के हर वो नागरिक एक्सपेक्ट करेगा कि हमारे देश में ये बड़ा टूर्नामेंट हो रहा है, तो हमें मेडल्स ज्यादा से ज्यादा मिलनी चाहिए. तो मुझे लगता है कि मे बी 32 and 36 and 40 में हम लोग we can have a good ओलंपिक और एशियन गेम्स और कॉमनवेल्थ गेम, वो हम लोग लाके हमारे देश के एथलीट्स लोगों को इतना अच्छा फैसिलिटीज दें ताकि आने वाले समय में वो हमारे ही देश में जीते ये सब मेडल.
Great. Final round of question. All of y'all, your expectations from 2022. Chalo, Corona pandemic hai. Things are happening. The Tokyo Games are going to happen. Really good news for everyone. Your expectation from Team India. Your expectation from Team India in 2024 and 28. तीनों के expectations for 3 events. Starting with Kamlesh bhai.
It's always very difficult to predict in sports, and I really don't believe in prediction. But yes, I can say one thing: the way things are moving, our performance is going to become better. Maybe we should not always measure our performance by medals, because if you go to see before 1980s, there are very few players who are in the top 10 or finishing the top 12 of Olympics. Majority of our contingent would be finishing at the bottom half. That has changed over the last 20 years. Like since 1996 Olympic, every Olympic we have got individual medal. And earlier, if you go to see, the first medal was in 1900, and then it took about 52 years to get the second medal, and then 44 years to get the another individual medal. But now every Olympic we are getting a medal, so that's showing a very and varied sport. Up till now, also, like you can say that to become a powerhouse, we need to definitely make lot of dent in aquatics, which has got the highest medal, and athletics, which has got the second highest medal. Now, these two sports, we are really primarily not that very strong at world level as of date, but our athletes are talented and anything can happen in sport. But yes, I would say 2028 is a wonderful vision that we have, and we've got enough time to do all these things, because not only the government, the private sector, the federations are also changing their attitude towards their athletes and taking care of them. I think with all these things, 2028 is definitely likely to be of all the three the best one.
Great. Aparna, your expectations?
Yeah, I think, as Kamlesh mentioned, the expectations are always very high. And being, former athletes and Olympians, our heart is definitely, with those Olympic medals. But it's also with, other parameters in terms of how many athletes qualify for the Olympics, how close their finishes are, even if it's very close to a medal, but they've just missed out. So to watch out for that. Yeah, it's also about how many disciplines, that we actually qualify for. So all these are progress parameters, and, eventually to call the number of medals might be very difficult, but we hope that we have these progress parameters and don't only look at the gold, silver, bronze, but look beyond and ensure that it's part of a running system. So we don't, assess this Olympics coming up and then look and say, okay, this is over, and then start afresh already for the next. But there has to be a learning that we need to carry on. And if that happens, yes, I think in the years to come, our performances will certainly get better. And of course, it's with the support of everyone, government largely, because, they've been doing a splendid job. We've seen a lot of changes with the way the government is looking at sport and the attitude to sport. Of course, there the NGOs in terms of, OGQ, Go Sports, Lakshya, and many more that are supporting sports. And I think generally the attitude of the federations, the players, the coaches, there's lots more sports science coming in. So put all this together, funding, yes, there's a lot of funding as well. Put it all together, I think we will certainly get better.
Viren, your money on 2022, 2024 or 2028?
Pankaj, you'll never get a sports person to predict the number of medals. I think all of us just believe in the process and taking it one step at a time. If processes are strong, it will generate results over a period of time. Olympic medals are won and lost by hair's breadth or a millimeter or a millisecond here or there. So it's like Aparna said, there are various parameters. Take, for example, the number of new sports we qualify in. Bhavani Devi recently, a couple of days back, became the first fencer ever in India to qualify for the Olympics. I think that is impact. That is huge progress. Imagine thousands of young fencers now will believe that they can do it as well in future Olympics. So I think it's unfair to put medals as the only progress parameter. I would just add one year saying that when we talk about Olympic medals, we should also talk about the Paralympics. athletes with physical disabilities. Today, I'm really happy to say that there's a growing movement for inclusiveness in society. We at OGQ also are very proud to be supporting para athletes as well, and they deserve all the support and to be treated at level, at par with able-bodied athletes as well.
Right. Dhanraj bhai, your final word?
मुझे लगता है कि मेडल के लिए मत जाइए आप. You just concentrate on your matches. You don't think gold medal or silver or bronze, because I played 4 Olympics, but every time I used to see that this time pakka I will win a medal. This time pakka I will win a medal. But my personal dream is that I want to see my hockey team is winning a medal in this Olympic, because last 10 years I will say that last 10-12 years Indian hockey team is really doing very well. Now we are number 4 in the world, and the way they are practicing, the way they are training and all, it is my dream before I die. I want to see that hockey, after 1980 Moscow Olympics, we have not won any major tournament except Asian Games in 1998. But Olympics medal is the ultimate dream, to win one athlete. एक athlete वो dream करता है कि I want to win a medal. तो मेरा ये सपना है, मेरा एक गुजारिश है मेरे हॉकी प्लेयर से और बाकी के सभी एथलीट से, जितना आप अपने देश को रिप्रेजेंट करें, अपने देश का नाम ऊंचा करें, और जब वो तिरंगा दूसरे देशों में लहराता है और नेशनल एंथम प्लेज, that time it gives special feelings for any athletes. मैं सभी पैनलिस्ट को, खास करके नीरज सर एंड आदिल सर एंड प्रणव सर, सभी लोगों को मैं शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहूँगा कि they have invited us, all the athletes, and very happy to see Aparna, Kamlesh sir, Viren. Thank you so much for all your words. Day by day I am hearing a lot of things about you. I used to have a lot of fun, but in the Indian camp, there are people who used to get scared of Dhanraj Pillai, because that time Dhanraj was very dark. Now also I am dark. Dark, and there are some people who used to get scared what he will say in the Indian camp, what he will talk, and this and that. One thing I will tell in this panel, the way I respect Aparna Popat while she was playing for the country, the way she used to practice. After her badminton practice, she used to come in the sun and she used to run almost 40-45 minutes. Aparna, keep up and give all the encouragement to our new athletes. Thank you so much. And Kamlesh bhai, आप हमारे लिए एक आइडियल की तरह थे. When I started playing for Adil Sumariwala sir, Geet Sethi, Kamlesh Mehta sir, and प्रकाश पादुकोण सर, वो सब लोगों को देखकर हम बड़े हुए हैं. तो अभी हमको देखकर कोई एथलीट बड़ा होता है और हमारे देश के लिए कुछ अच्छा करता है, तो we will feel very proud. Thank you so much, Pankaj bhai. The way you carry yourself and the way you ask questions, कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है कि क्या सवाल करें, क्या जवाब. Thank you so much.
That was my job, yes, and may all your dreams come true. Thank you, Viren. Thank you, Dhanraj bhai. Kamlesh bhai, thank you so much. Aparna, thank you for joining. We miss Sushil also, but then we hope he'll join us sometime. And Pranav and Nilesh, thank you for giving me this opportunity to moderate the session. Thank you, everyone at IMC. I hope this session was really very brilliant, for the simple reason that there was so much of happiness on your faces when you were talking about playing for India and India doing well. May all our dreams come true, and definitely we'll have another session from IMC post 2022, that we are already on the road of becoming a powerhouse. Now what to do? I think that is what we have to look at. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for all the participants, and Pranav, I'll hand it back over to you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Pankaj. I want to really take a minute to just really thank the panelists, Mr. Kamlesh Mehta, Viren, Aparna, Dhanraj ji. It was just a fantastic insight in terms of where we are and what we need to do in this country. And I think the couple of takeaways, which I think very important for any young athlete out there, was you must enjoy the game and you must have fun and enjoy yourself. And I think that's a very important thing, because I think that gets lost. And Dhanraj talked about it towards the end, which he said, don't, and I think every panelist addressed this, is don't just focus on medals, focus on the process. Focus on your matches, and the medals will come automatically. So it was an extremely interesting panel and very enlightening. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I think we all learned a lot and took away a lot from this panel.
Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you.